Okay, this next question follows that. What Richard said. Our current district superintendent was an internal hire who was retained after a temporary interim appointment, but who had no prior experience as a superintendent, site administrator, or teacher. The employment contract for that position has a salary and benefits package of nearly $300,000, which is 250% more on a per student basis than the national average. If elected, how and where would you search for a new district superintendent? What qualities and accomplishments would you look for? And what do you think is a fair premium for remuneration in this area? And you have 1.5 seconds, minutes. Minutes. And we will start with Annette.
I think we need to search nationwide. Our district is an incredible district and deserves to have a widespread look for the superintendent. The search process is a difficult one. I think that part of what's difficult in our district, although we are an incredible district to work for, it's very expensive to live here. And one of the things that we're going to have to look at is cost of living and whether the person can afford to live in this area. I think that we offer a lot in terms of our student population, our parent population. We have great support in all areas, and so that will attract a lot of applicants. But whether we can find someone who is the right fit for our district, I think is really important. And having personal attributes that meet our district and the high standards that our community asks in a superintendent is really important. And that is a difficult thing. I think that's going to be a huge challenge as it comes up. Thank you.
I agree with that. I think we need to cast a really wide net and try and find the best person possible. As far as attributes go, I would look for somebody who understands administration and how that works, and somebody who understands the parent point of view as well, and somebody who has a proven track record with working with a board of directors or a board of trustees. As far as remuneration goes, like Annette said, we do have a high cost of living here, and that does need to be taken into consideration. But we also need to consider what is realistic for this position and go from there.
I agree. I think we need to cast a wide net, but I think we also need to look inside. It has to be accessible to everybody that has put time in, and I would like to see everybody included. As far as the qualities that we're looking for, I think there's a good issue of having somebody with more direct educational experience than the superintendent we have. His skills have certainly enhanced this district, don't get me wrong. I mean, look around at all the improvements and the scores and everything we have. But personally, I'd rather see more of an educational background and more of a change agent in terms of school climate and that kind of thing. I'm kind of an out-of-the-box guy, so somebody that does think out of the box and is willing to try some things, like that habitat project we put in the Carmel Middle School, and things like that. Just taking a little bit more instructional risk and that sort of thing. That's what I would be looking for.
This is a plum position for a superintendent nationwide. You don't have to tell everyone here, this is one of the best places on earth to live. And our district has resources that are the envy of most school districts in the nation. So we should be looking nationwide. We should be looking for a proven educator, a track record of success, working with communities. I was told by a member of our community years ago, new broadcaster who worked on educational issues in other places, she said, be very careful when you want to replace a superintendent. In this case, it's by retirement. You're never sure what you're getting, and we really have to take extreme care in looking into this person's background, not just what they say, but going to when we get down to the short list, we need to go to those communities, speak to the people in those communities, and find out if there's something we're missing. Because this decision will make the district for the next, at least 10 years. As to the remuneration, well, we're a very small district. We're only 2,300 students, so that 250% number is specious. But we need to pay what is necessary to attract the best we can find and to have them be able to live here on the peninsula.
Yes, I too would like to look nationally. I hope we actually do that, not just say we're going to do it. I'd like to find someone who comes from a similar school district and a similar type of town, so they know how small towns work versus big cities. I'd like them to come from a strong educational background, who has strong communicational skills and listening skills, and patient, and willing to listen to the parents and to the kids and the community members. I'd like to see maybe some business skills too. It's really nice if someone has a nice financial background too, to understand the budget. And as far as personally, it'd be nice to, like you said, go to the community and see what type of community member they have been. Have they volunteered? What type of person they are back home. As far as the fair premium, we'd have to look at similar cost of living towns that we have in the state and within maybe nationally, and see what they're paying their superintendents, and so just analyze that data and maybe we can align better with what they're doing.
Thank you. This is question number 12 coming up. There are 20 on the list. Doing great. So this is 45 seconds, and we're going to Mary. Please tell us whether you are current on state curricular standards and briefly describe what experiences you have had that would enable you to make decisions regarding issues with the curriculum.
Well, I'm not current on the state curricular standards. At least I haven't got them memorized. I have them on a sheet of paper at home. The experiences I've had that would enable me to make decisions with regards to them are based on my own knowledge on my kids going through grades. Well, my son's in 9th grade and my daughter's in 6th grade now, and what was expected of them as they were coming up to the grades.
Well, I'm very up to date with the state curricular standards after spending an entire career implementing them. I know where the state is going. I think the standards are important. I think that a common body of information statewide for all students to achieve is a very good thing. As far as decisions regarding the curriculum, we do need to find time for teachers to teach with some passion in their own particular interest areas, along with the standards. We benchmark, we've gone this far. We need to let the teachers be the artist at times too.
I too only know the standards from what I've been handed from kindergarten on, and I've always been extremely surprised at how much our children from kindergarten on are expected to learn during the year. I believe one of the things that we adopted at the high school, the A to G standards, which prepares all our students to be acceptable to have the curriculum they need for the state UC system and the state system, which Carl implemented at the high school, is very important. And I agree with Carl. We need to work out a system, help the teachers, work with them so that they can incorporate into the standard curriculum their particular passions for teaching and help them develop that curriculum.
Yes, our California state standards for education are pretty rigorous. And at this point in time, our teachers barely have time to deviate from their workbooks and checklists and everything that they need to cover for each benchmark test and each testing stage. As far as being a PTA president, I do get a lot of emails through the PTA and through, they get them through the state. It looks like 2 days ago I got another email stating the standards have changed. I haven't looked at that yet, but so I know through the PTA what the standards are, and I know through the kids, my kids, 4 of them, what their, every year what their standards are, what they're expected to learn.
I am up to date with respect to the state curricular standards, but I'm not a professional in this area at all. And actually, we are adopting new standards called the Common Core standards, which are going to be implemented in the next 2 years. I think the most important thing when we are looking at curriculum and adopting new curriculum is to involve the teachers, because they are the professionals who will be delivering the curriculum. They review it for us. They help decide which textbooks and teaching materials, educational materials are necessary for those